Bit of breaking news for you here on Sky Night this afternoon, and the UK's largest bioethanol plant is set to close with the loss of 160 jobs after the government confirmed it would not offer a bailout deal to the facility. Let's get more on this with Paul Kelso, our business correspondent. Paul, very good afternoon to you. And this, in part, according to the company, is because of that UK-US trade deal.
Vivergo is the company that is a subsidiary of Associated British Foods, ABF, which also owns Primark, that runs the plant in Lincolnshire. And they say that the UK-US trade deal is the final nail in the coffin of this plant. It employs 160 people. We understand that the bailout has been turned down by the government. A spokesman today said it would not provide value to the UK taxpayer or solve what it called the long-term issues of the UK bioethanol industry. Bioethanol is a fuel produced from plants. In this case, wheat is used, this plant wheat from across Yorkshire and Lincolnshire. And it's used to decarbonise fuels, most often being added to petrol at the moment, but it's held up as a potential way of bringing down aviation fuel emissions. This plant has been struggling for a long time. Government sources say it hasn't turned a profit since 2011. It faces extremely high energy prices, which are a factor of industry in the UK. We have the highest industrial energy prices essentially in the developed world. And so it was already facing troubles. And then in the UK-US trade deal, almost as ignored or not seen in a deal that was focused on bringing down or reducing or indeed getting rid of tariffs on aerospace, and particularly for the British car industry. Ethanol was given tariff-free access. There was a 19% tariff on US ethanol, which is made using genetically modified wheat with much cheaper energy prices. So more than 1 million litres can now be imported without any tariff. The owners of this plant say that is essentially priced out the British ethanol industry. So perhaps an example of the trade-offs involved in any trade deal, but the government here would stress that this plant had bigger problems. They speak to the plant, they would say a lot of those lie in the gift of government as well. They need to bring down energy prices, but this is part of a pattern of deindustrialisation in the UK. Industries that are directly dependent, particularly on energy as an input cost, are just doing less, and some of them simply can't afford to operate. Perhaps more importantly, in the short term, 160 jobs now likely to go. We haven't had confirmation from ABF that they are closing this plant, but sources close to the process say that they expect the wind down of those jobs to begin immediately following this news.